Hello there, Titanic Man 37 here, and in this video I'm going to be doing an overview of the second generation iBook by Apple, which came out on May 1st, 2001. Enjoy the movie. Okay, first we're going to look at the box. Here's one side of the box. Here's another with the Apple logo and various packaging symbols. Here we have showing off its I/O and how thin it was, which at about 1 inch it was remarkably thin for the time. We have another side of the box showing the back, it open, and the I/O. And if you go to the top of the box, we see various programs that come with it, along with its specs, which we shall get to later. Okay, let's look at the hardware itself. On top we have the Apple logo. On the back we have ventilation in the hinge. On the left side we have a dial-up connection, Ethernet, Firewire 400, 2 USB ports, a display connection, the headphone jack, and more ventilation. On the front we have a latch, which I find interesting because on the first generation iBook, when Steve Jobs announced it, he specifically pointed out how there was no latch to, quote, catch on your clothing and things. On the other side we have a DVD drive and the power connector, and on the bottom we have a removable battery, which you don't see those these days. Open up the laptop. When we open it up we get a 12.1 inch screen. There's a microphone right there. We have 2 speakers and a power button, a full-size keyboard, and the trackpad. This is the power brick which connected to the computer. The front, the side, the back, and this was the same one that was used with the first generation iBook. And what was really cool about it is that from the power brick to the laptop you had this cord which could unwind. So it was really easy for storage. Okay, let's boot it up. Now this laptop originally came with OS 9, but it currently has OS 10.3 installed. I will say the boot up will take quite some time. Okay, we're getting somewhere. We have a desktop. Alright, it has officially booted, and it is connecting to a Wi-Fi network because this thing could do Wi-Fi. Alright, now let's take a look at some of the other things. Let's go to About This Mac. Alright, I was incorrect. This is OS X version 10.2.8. It has 384 megabytes of memory and a 500 MHz PowerPC G3 processor. And it was last updated in 2003. Alright, I'm going to point out a few things about the interface of this older version of Mac OS X. The top bar here is white, and you probably won't be able to see it on the video, but this is very faint lines going through them, almost looking like window shades. If we go down to the dock, we get the icons in front of what looks like frosted glass, whereas nowadays they're now on a very glossy shelf. Alright, let's take a look at some of the applications. Okay, let's take a look at some of the applications. Let's start with Safari, see what that looked like back in the day. It's loading up start page. Okay, so let us go to a simple site first. We're going to go to Google. Alrighty, now let's go to a very media intensive site. Lots of pictures, lots of everything, and that is CNN. As you can see, it's taken a while. And there you go. Now let's try scrolling. See, it's a little bit laggy, but other than that, it works quite well. Alright, let's take a look at some other applications. Let's see what iTunes was like back in the day. Alright, as you can see, all the UI is a lot more metallic-y than it is now. But, okay, let's take a look at radio here. We can go to, I guess, folk. So that's working well. Let's go to a different application. Let's go to iMovie. So this is iMovie of long ago. Like I said, everything's a lot more metallic-y. We actually have a bar right here which tells us how much space is left. We have 6.95 gigabytes left, back when you really had to worry about space. Transitions, titles, effects. It's not nearly, of course, not the effects and titles and things aren't nearly as sophisticated as they are today. If you go to audio, you can see that we have that thing jumping there. That's actually the microphone, which I pointed out is right here. And let's go to a different application. Let's go to iPhoto. So here you have iPhoto. We don't have any photos in here right now. It's basically the same user interface, but like I said, it's more metallic-y. Alright, we're going to go to another application now. And that application is Sherlock. Now, Sherlock's interesting. Sherlock was basically kind of like a search engine. And Apple doesn't do anything with Sherlock anymore, but I find it interesting because Apple and Google are such fierce competitors now, and Apple used to have their own kind of type of search engine. Like, you could take a look at stocks and movie reviews and go to eBay and things like that. If you clicked on the internet, I could search something like YouTube, and it gives things like relevance and the search sites and everything. And one last application I want to look at is QuickTime. And it is metallic key. We can see we have a big thing of metal right there. And that's how that is. So those are some of the applications that came with the iBook. I just want to show you the DVD drive at work real quick. Here we go. Put in a DVD. Get that in there. You can really hear it working. The DVD player application is opening up. And we can see that it is working. So thank you for watching the iBook 2nd Generation overview. And if you want to, please comment, rate, and subscribe.